Hello, and welcome to EssayMaster's undergraduate essay course. My name is Stephen, and in this series of videos, I'm going to show you how to make the best essays possible for your dream school. We're going to go over your personal statement that you'll write for your Common App or Coalition app. We're going to go over the why school or why major essays that you'll frequently run across. And we'll also go over high-level strategies to tackle any remaining prompts that you may run over. We'll also close this video series out by giving you some final steps. So without further ado, let's get this course started. So what is the purpose of this course? The purpose is to help you craft the strongest essays possible that are unique and specific to you so that you can maximize your chances of getting into your dream school. When we talk about any essay, whether it's the personal statement, the why school essay, or anything else, we're not really talking about what you've done. We're talking about who you are. Let's start by defining why your essays matter. The short answer is that your essays, and particularly the personal statement you write for the Common or Coalition app, allow you to tell your story, elements of your life, or part of your identity that would not show up in your GPA or your test scores. Almost everyone has a GPA in the range of a 3.0 to a 5.0, and almost everyone has an SAT score ranging from 1200 to 1600. And for the more particularly selective schools, these GPA and test scores will tend to blend together. But the essay is where you distinguish yourself from other applicants. It's really the best spot to show who you are, not just what you've done. In some ways, it's really the only spot to actually do so. Although every school will vary, for example, the California schools and MIT don't accept the Common App asking for their own essays. When applying to 7 to 10 schools, the average amount for a typical high school senior, you'll encounter the following essays. 1. The personal statement. You're usually given multiple prompts, but these prompts are only meant to generate ideas or provide some semblance of structure. This essay is best thought of as being completely open-ended and your chance to speak to whatever you want to do. 2. Why school or why major essays? Here, you'll demonstrate your clarity of your goals, your understanding of why the school or the major makes sense, and how these two things work together. If you have no idea what you want to major in, though, don't worry. We'll help you figure out how to adjust these prompts if you're uncertain about what you want to do. 3. Additional common essays, such as one about your identity, your place in or your contribution to your community, or a response to a famous quotation. And finally, unique prompts that you'd only find at one school. Examples of these include Dartmouth and UVA, and the University of Chicago is especially infamous for some rather unusual creative prompts. We'll provide some high-level strategies for tackling these as well. One fundamental piece of advice you need to keep in mind for any essay, really for any type of writing, is to know your audience and what their expectations are. As you enter into the professional world, whether through internships or full-time jobs, you'll often find that you need to write a certain way for a certain audience, and it's no different here. For the vast majority of schools, your application will be read by an admissions officer first, at times an admissions team. The exact weight your essay has in your application will vary depending on the school and even the particular program you may apply to within the school. But above all else, remember their expectations. They want to learn about one thing and one thing only: you. Not interesting facts about a country you once visited, not about your parents' job, not about your particular sports team's playoff success, but your experience within those topics. If anything you write about is not fundamentally about you, even the why school and why major essays need to tie into you and your goals, then you are not actually writing to your audience. Once you have internalized that, try and keep in mind our 5 laws of application essays. Law 1, read the prompt. You'd be amazed how often people copy and paste essays from one school to another, not bothering to check, for example, if one school asks about your place in the community, while another school asks about how you've contributed to that community. While it's true that plenty of your material can be reused from school to school, always check against what the exact wording of each prompt is. Law 2, understand your core message. In storytelling, this is called a theme, but however you want to call it or define it, make sure you understand what you're trying to say, both in the context of each specific essay you write and in how your overall application comes across. In other words, if you write in your personal statement about how your experience volunteering for the Red Cross has led you to a career in medicine, but you talk about wanting to study electrical engineering in your wide major essay, you need to go back to the drawing board and see how they can better connect. Law 3, plan ahead. If you're a plotter, this is natural and you'll know how to do it. You'll be very meticulous in your outlines and your plans. If you're a pantser, or someone who just more or less writes on a whim and does everything as it comes to them, it would still be ideal to at least have your core message and story in place before you proceed. Law 4, love your first draft, hate your second draft. Writer's blocks on first drafts often come from a sense of perfectionism, and choosing to love what you write, no matter what, will allow you to get your words on the page. But once that's done, as the author Stephen King would say, it's time to quote, kill your little darlings. Be ruthless with your edits, your critiques, and your choice of words. You can't edit a blank page, but you should never show mercy to a full page. And Law 5, respect the power of story. We will go into further detail on this in each section, but in short, as Robert McKee, an author widely known for his story seminar says, quote, to involve people at the deepest level, you need stories. Don't write your essays as essays, but as stories to show your dream school who you are. And now that we've gone over some of the high level advice, we'll dive right into the most important essay, your personal statement, in the next video.